What's good, people? It's Philly Fan 1987, and this is Bleeding Green Daily. So, everyone is all over the place on Jalen Hurts. I'm just going to be frank with you. I don't see enough to say that he is trash, but I don't see enough to say that he's QB1 and he's the face of the franchise for the next 10 years. And that's just where I'm at. In terms of personality and leadership, like, he's everything that you would want your quarterback to be. He is confident. Confidence out the woodworks. Just extremely confident. Really confident person. Leadership ability, people follow him, people gravitate towards him, people believe in him. You need it. In terms of working hard and leading by example, he is doing everything in his powers and everything that he is doing to prove that he is the guy and to prove that he deserves the starting job. He's out here working with multiple quarterback coaches. He's working throughout the offseason. He could just be relaxing and resting and doing his own thing. He's assembling the guys to do some throwing exercises with the receivers and to build chemistry. He's doing everything that he could possibly do to put himself in the best position to win the job. And you love it. You can't hate it whatsoever. It's really hard to, whether you like him or you don't like him, whether you think he's the answer or not the answer, it makes it very difficult to root against the man. So it makes it very difficult to root against the man. So I don't want to root against him. I don't want to say one way or another whether or not I think he is good enough or whether or not he's going to be the guy. How I feel, though, is I'm not sure. I saw what he did in the Saints game. I saw what he did in the Arizona game. I saw how he responded to the Cowboys. And those 3 games didn't push me in one direction or the other. Anyway, and the reason is because you went against the Saints and you went against the Arizona Cardinals, and these are 2 really good teams where both have pretty good defenses, and they both have a pretty good roster. You beat the Saints, you lose to Arizona, and then when we play the Cowboys didn't have their starting quarterback. They were banged up. Their defense is horrible. Well, at least it was horrible last year. They allowed lots of yards. They allowed lots of points, and we struggled against them. So, and it's at a time where we were getting some people back healthy. So what are we doing? What are we saying? Yes, it's great that he looked good against the Saints and got a win against a pretty good defense. Yes, it's good that he did pretty good against Arizona and was able to do the things he did against Arizona. But I don't know, against the Cowboys, he wasn't able to do much of anything. So I don't know. Those 3 games and the half a game that he didn't help. The half a game against the Redskins where he struggled mightily didn't help. You faced 2 bad teams and you struggled, and you faced 2 good teams and you did some great things. What are we supposed to say about that? How is that supposed to paint a better picture for us? Now, if he destroyed the Redskins and destroyed the Cowboys and lost to the other 2 teams, then our excuses would be that he beat 2 bad teams and then lost against two good teams. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do or how to exactly approach that. But yeah, I'm in the middle. But the thing that causes concern for me is the arm strength. I don't know if he has the arm strength, and this is my particular bias, the arm strength that I'm used to my quarterbacks having. The arm strength of Carson Wentz, Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick. Some of these guys that I'm just used to seeing them be able to float the ball downfield with little to no effort. So I'm just not sure if I see that with him. And I saw the rumor today about Jeffrey Lurie, and about Jeffrey Lurie saying that he was going to give Jalen Hurts the keys to the kingdom and build around him. I want to let you all know something very simple. Really, really simple. From now until the draft, there will be a lot of things floated out, and you cannot believe a single thing of it. The reason you can't believe a single thing of it is because none of this information makes sense to put out there. So let's just think about this from a scenario standpoint. You have the 6th pick in the draft. That high in the draft, you're able to get the king's ransom from somebody if they want to move into your spot to get a particular player. Whether that player be a quarterback or whether that player be a positional player that's not the quarterback. You can get a king's ransom if a team gets desperate and wants to move into your position. The other thing is, if you stay put and teams have an idea of what you want, whether you want a quarterback or whether you want a positional player, teams will jump you in order to get that player if it's a player that they're interested in and you're interested in. So it makes little to no sense for the Eagles to put out any information that tips their hands. Because if I want a quarterback and I tip my hand to you and let you know that I want a quarterback, and it's a quarterback that you want, you're just going to jump in front of me and take the guy that I want. Now, if I want to make people believe that I want a quarterback, I can make people believe that I wanted a quarterback to get a team to jump in front of me. And the lie that I put out there that I want a quarterback would be used to try to trick a desperate team into jumping ahead of us in order to get their guy. And if you're jumping ahead of us to get your guy, another player falls to us, whether it's an offensive lineman, whether it's a wide receiver, whether it's a tight end. I can use this lie to float it out there, hoping that someone believes the lie and jumps ahead of us to get a guy that I don't want. So another player falls to me. So let's think about the information that was leaked out today. The information leaked out today was that we want to build around Jalen Hurts, and he's going to be the guy for this year. To me, there's no reason you float that information out. It doesn't serve you to put that information out there if that's really what you wanted. And the reason I say this is because if you want Chase, if you want Smith, if you want Pitts, that message tells everybody that that's one of the people that you're going after. Even if you want an offensive lineman, The one thing you just eliminated with this rumor is that you want a quarterback. So if you've eliminated the fact that you want a quarterback, then every other team is going to either believe that you want to trade out of the 6th pick to get more draft picks, or that you're going to go after an offensive positional weapon to build around Hurts. The reason why, if that's what you want, it doesn't make sense to me is because if you're really trying to build around Jalen Hurts, trading down does not help you do that. Now, I'll repeat myself one more time just to make sure it's clear. If you really want to build around Jalen Hurts, moving out of a position where you could get Pitts, Chase, Smith, or even Waddle does not help you achieve such goal. Now, if you really want Waddle, maybe it does, because then you're able to move down a couple of slots and take him. Or if you wanted a corner, or if you wanted to move down and get a linebacker, or you want to move out of position and get an offensive lineman, I guess that kind of makes sense if you don't want any of the players that are up here. But that wasn't the statement. The statement was we want to build around Jalen Hurts because he's the guy. So if anything, you're in spot 6. Now, you were accused of throwing the last game of the season that was easily winnable, pulling out Jalen Hurts so that you would not forfeit having a higher pick when you knew you weren't going to the playoffs. Whether that is true or not, this was slung around. You could have easily had 9 and not had to move up, and not had to move down and been in position to get one of these defensive players or all of that. You pulled your guy knowing that pulling him defeated your chances of winning this ball game, and it elevated you to the 6th pick, which is higher. If you really want to build around Jalen Hurts, you're in position to do so with the players that one of those players will fall to you, whether it's Pitts, whether it's Chase, whether it's Smith. One of those players should still be in play based on the projections and based on the things that people are saying the teams ahead of us are planning on doing. The Jets most likely going to go after a quarterback. The Jaguars, we know, are going after a quarterback. The Falcons could be in play for a quarterback because Matt Ryan's getting a little older and they just got a new head coach, and they really looks like they're probably going to be retooling soon. Bengals will probably go after some offensive linemen to protect their franchise quarterback that they just drafted last year. Lions, while they did get a quarterback via trade, they could still go after a quarterback, or they could go after some weapons for their quarterback. So we're in perfect position to get a good guy that we can build around Jalen Hurts if that's what we're trying to do. And if that's what we're trying to do, it makes no sense to leak out there that is your plans, unless that's not your plans. So for me, if you're leaking this, and you're leaking this at this particular time, a time that is usually NFL deception time, where everyone's putting out little tidbits that may be true or not true in order to deceive, change narratives, or to push things in a different direction. It doesn't make sense to put out that information. Especially, it doesn't make sense to put out that information when everyone's been projecting quarterbacks for us for the most part. So if you want people, if you plan on drafting to build around Jalen Hurts, the media is already doing your job for you in creating this deception and thinking that you're going after a quarterback. Because if everyone's going to think that you're going for a quarterback, or potentially could be in play for a quarterback, and desperate teams will jump in front of you for a quarterback, which would drop the positional players that you would want to build around Jalen Hurts if that's what you really want to do. It makes absolutely no sense to leak that information unless you do not want to take a wide receiver or a tight end. The only way this benefits you is if you want to trade down to let someone who wants a quarterback move up into position. If you want to have a quarterback actually fall to you, or if you want to have an offensive lineman or defensive player fall to you. Those are the only reasons you would put this information out. The other thing that's been getting mocked to us 24/7 are the positional players that we've been talking about. Tight end, wide receiver. So if anything, to put that information out would confirm some of these mock drafts that's been mocking some of these receivers and tight ends to us, which defeats the purpose as well. Do not fall for the trickery, because that's what it is. This is deception season. Don't trust anything that you hear. Or if you trust some things that you hear, trust half of what you hear. Don't listen to anything. Don't listen to the rumors. Just pay attention to what the team does in free agency. Pay attention to what the team has already said in the past. Pay attention to some of the first rumors that came out before we got into closer to free agency and before we got closer to the draft, and see what's up in those situations. Don't pay attention to anything that you're hearing now. This is Philly Fan 1987 with Bleeding Green Daily. Y'all have a great day.